welcome back. Now, let's talk about Parliament. You have resumed. Is this a sitting or a meeting? What do you call it?
It's a meeting. This is the second meeting of the ninth Parliament of the Republic of Ghana.
So you're going to be here for how many months before
we'll be here for two and a half. So hopefully we'll go back home during the first week, either at the tail end of July or the first week after the first week of August. So that depends on volume of business.
What are the priority areas this period?
Yet, yesterday we met with the ministers. We scheduled a meeting to know their legislative activities. Not all could attend because of some other official works, but a lot came. So, for instance, if I can run through this quickly. For instance, for lands and natural resources, they have to ratify about 132 timber utilization contracts. We call them TUCs. This is to pave the way for the issuance of forest law enforcement governance and trade licenses to these companies. We are expecting that they submit this by June, ending of June, so we can use July to deal with them quickly. Then they also have to pass an LI for the implementation of the Wildlife Resources Management Act, Act 1115 that we passed in 2023. Then they have ratification of some mining leases. You know, there are a lot of mining leases. Some have been caught by a fluctuation of time and all that. Some have not been renewed, but the companies are still operating based on these expired contracts. They need to bring them to Parliament for ratification. Then we have to review the Minerals and Mining Act, Act 703. So that too will come. Then
what about the LI on mining in forests?
That is already before us.
Okay.
So that will be action.
So you continue
from about next week. It will be action. Yes. Then when you get to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection, they have a couple of legislative businesses for us. Social Protection Bill is coming. They have then LI for the Social Protection Bill. The Children's Bill, Children's Act passed 1998. That's 27 to 8 years.
Obsolete.
Yes. So there have been developments in the children's subsector of gender issues. So we want to amend the law, incorporate, and a lot of international protocols to have been since signed. They have to be incorporated. Terms of those protocols and conventions will have to be incorporated into the new act. Then the Child Justice Administration Bill. Juvenile justice. We want to actually convert it from being a part of the criminal code into a substantive legislation, which we call Child Justice Administration Law. They want to amend the Domestic Violence Act. It's also above 20 years, I should think so. It's also been caught up with, the law was enacted with a focus of violence mainly towards women. But lately, that the women who are beating the men.
Are you referring to Macron?
The women who are being violent domestically towards people like you, so want to protect you as well.
Are you referring to Macron? That's a trending one. Maybe you don't have seen that video. But
I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen the video.
Then we want to have the LI for the affirmative action law that we passed last year.
Right.
That's
what about the bill that you and the Sam George and
yes, so we are in the process of reintroducing
the
yes.
LGBTQ.
Yes, no, it's not LGBTQ. It's a family values
bill.
The Ghana family values.
They say you are afraid to reintroduce it because all the promise and noise you made in opposition, now that you have seen the reality, you will not make a law like that.
I think when people speak of being afraid, me, Sam George, I don't think they know us well. Afraid.
When would you lay the bill?
No, afraid.
When would that bill be laid?
Look, this parliament is just 4 months old. 4 months old. You know how long it took us to bring that bill to the floor to engage after 2.5 years of preparatory work. So to reintroduce a bill that has been caught by a fruition of time, somebody even thinks that we need to litigate it.
It's easy. You just need to change the date and bring it back.
But no, you don't change the date. It's not a bill. Parliament has passed the law.
That's what I'm saying.
You understand?
Okay, so no, I'm not even interested in the litigation, but I'm talking about now that you plan to reintroduce. Just take the past document, change the date, and resubmit.
Hold on. So somebody say you cannot introduce a law that has been passed.
Processed.
That's been passed legitimately. What is outstanding is assent, and there's a litigation over it. The litigation has ended. So what should be done? That is the discussion. So it's not about reintroducing something.
Even though Parliament has expired.
You see, Parliament, the resources of Parliament cannot be wasted like that. Because Parliament's time, resource, everything is very expensive and it's precious. That time should be spent on other new legislation.
Which school of thought do you agree with? Do you think that let's give it as it is to the new president to sign and say it, even though there's a new parliament or that parliament has expired, it's still a parliament?
I think somebody is litigating this matter.
Now, I want to know what your view is. So are you on that view, or you are on the view of thought that once parliament expires, everything it did has expired, let's start afresh, which is the status quo? Now,
a bill that is yet to be remitted passed, but is on the decks of parliamentary, the clerk to parliament. Can you jurisprudentially say that it died with the 8th parliament, even though the 8th parliament became frontus officio?
So you're looking at it from two different angles. Yes. The one that has been passed properly, which was arrested on the way to Jubilee House.
Thank you.
That's different from
it is that hurdle that we must clear and get the way.
There's another one I'm interested in before we finish.
Then the Minister of Education.
No, because I don't have a lot of time to. So I just want Road 2.
It's here.
When are you bringing it out?
Road 2 is to be brought back. So the amendment. So you see the calendar for Minister of Transport.
Okay.
So they have the Road Traffic Amendment Regulations, the Road Traffic Amendment Bill 2025, then the ratification of the African Road Safety Charter.
Okay.
Then Ghana Shipper. So all those things.
Give me education before we go. Education, are you doing something about free SHS?
Yes, the free SHS bill is to be relayed because that one too, they brought it, but it was cut out by a fruition of time.
Okay.
So that will be relayed. But that bill is, I've gone through it. I don't think there will be too many changes before it is brought back.
You will not scrap free SHS?
Not at all.
Okay.
Why would you do that?
Honorable, Eche means you're a twin.
Yes.
So where's Achu?
Achu is fine. Achu is an engineer. He's a doctor. He has doctorate in engineering.
Okay. Achu
Pleche.
Honorable Rockson Dafeamekpor, thank you so much for joining us on Face to Face.
It's my pleasure.
So that's the Majority Chief Whip. My name is Umaru Sanda. I want to thank you so much for joining us here on Face to Face.